right, now it's time to get into Impact Wrestling, August 7th, 2014.
This is a pretty important run, as we said at the top here, because it's the last one I watched, so that's why it's important.
Ain't that fucking right. Yeah, they start the show off here with a black screen that says, due to the strong nature of tonight's episode, we caution viewers to use parental discretion.
Oh my God.
And we get a cold open here. Tommy Dreamer and Team 3D are just at the venue hanging out. Hey.
Yeah, before the show starts. Yeah, they're walking through all the production shit and all. They're going to the back, and Dreamer says, take it all in, boys. It's great to be back. And Bubba says, it's like Kiss putting on the makeup for one more night. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's very similar.
Not at all.
Well, someone behind the camera asked Bubba, or Bully.
I actually don't know, man. Tommy Dreamer and Team 3D being Kiss is actually probably very correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess they're just dragging their carcasses out for one more performance.
We got one more in us, boys.
Yeah, maybe you're right. That's fair. That's
forever.
fucking fair. Someone off camera asked Bully his thoughts on tonight's war.
Thoughts on tonight's war? Yeah, my thought is that the three of us are gonna do what we do better than anybody else. We're gonna tear the house down.
And Bully says, we're going to tear the house down, and I'm going to get Ethan Carter's blood on my hands. And I don't care if I bust his head open. I don't care if it's chop his chest into chopped meat. And I'm going to fulfill my promise to the wrestling world. We're going to put Dixie through a table. And Tommy Dreamer says, text your friends. Wrestling history tonight. Dude, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'll turn the show off right now.
It then shows a video package of the end of the show.
Yeah,
of later tonight. This is television show stuff that they do all the time.
Yeah,
they
this
have
is a television
the
show.
stuff. Yeah,
I didn't like that.
It's insane.
Yeah, like
It's insane. Well,
what
like
the fuck?
the way wrestling's always presented is that it's an ongoing sports presentation. Like even if it's
Right.
not sports or sports,
sure.
you know,
We're not supposed to know what the ending's
it's not-
going to be before.
Yeah, it's
it
not
happens.
often that they say this is not live.
yeah, this is supposed to be happening whether it's taped or not in real time. That's the
Right.
kayfabe. But them showing a video package of the end of the show so that you don't tune out
Yeah.
is insane. I
They're
guess
literally saying like, "Hey, we've put you through so much bullshit. Like
You're gonna get
AJ
what you wanted
Styles is
tonight."
gone.
Yeah.
Like you want Dixie goes to this table, and look, we got Dixie. She's going through this table, but you gotta wait and see it happen."
the hashtag for the evening is "It Happens."
Dude, there
Which
was
is
a big like
crazy.
social media blitz for this. I remember that hashtag "It Happens," and they even like shared the clips on Twitter and stuff too. It was like,
Well, the
God.
best thing, Tony, about these random fucking hashtags is they would do these and no one would know it was wrestling. They'd be like, "What's happening? What's this?"
Maybe that was their plan. Like someone will click and be like, "Oh, wrestling! I'm gonna watch this. I like wrestling now."
Yeah, the hashtags now are more dialed in than they were
Yeah.
back then. They were just putting whatever the fuck out there.
Just
August 1
words,
warning.
yeah.
What's happening? What's happening on August?
It's happening is a crazy hashtag. That could be like anything from like the worst thing you could possibly think of to like this happening.
I feel like at the same time, like Rock was on Raw saying hashtag cookie puss.
Oh my.
And it was trending worldwide. Oh, okay.
They say trending before he even says it. Oh yeah, Cookie
Yeah.
Puss is trending right now.
Cookie puss. Cookie puss.
Holy shit. Wow.
And then
Cookie Puss was
replies are all
nice.
link in bio, ass and pussy and feet.
Yeah,
and
those are
check me out on
crazy.
OnlyFans.
Those are based.
I always be checking to buy it. So,
Never there.
so we kick the night off here with Abyss versus Bram.
Oh my God, he must have just signed another
Dude.
contract.
A new multi-year deal for Bram has just come through. We're getting word.
I don't know. Yeah, I know of this, and I know us, but like, I don't know if anyone knows of that pocket of time where every 2 months Bram was getting signed to a new deal, and it wasn't until like the fourth one people said, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Hey, how many times has this guy been signed? Yeah, dude, this was on the boards crazy, which is 2014
was.
boards is fucking nuts. Thinking
It
about
was
it.
crazy. Yeah.
So this to you. There's 3 different posts. There
There he
there's
is.
this one, and then there's this one,
Holy Robbie E and Bram.
and then there's this one.
There's the graphic.
That's the one.
That's
That's
the
the
graphic.
graphic,
The
yeah.
third one there.
But it's
Bram.
John
Wow.
Burke announcing it on all 3 of them. Bram is signed, Bram is signed, and Bram is signed.
That second one is Robbie E.
One's
Technically-
May 8th, and then May 20th, and then May 28th.
He is fucking very proud
That's
to announce that.
insane.
All is well.
I'm retweeting this. This proud to announce.
All right, I'll
Me too.
retweet
I'll
it.
do
Yeah.
it too. Dude, Well, they sign them to fucking EWR fucking 1 month contracts.
No, every time, I swear in my head, it doesn't say that. But every time it was a new multi-year deal.
I think so. That's how I remember it
In
too.
my head, it was a new multi-year deal every
Oh, he does. The first one is proud to announce the signing of Bram to a multi-year
Oh, yeah,
contract.
multi-year contract.
A multi-year deal for
I'm
Bram.
retweeting all these.
All right, we're supposed to ball.
Yeah, Bram is here, and he
Holy shit.
has got a Monsters Ball match with Abyss.
Yes, Bram is with Magnus.
Yeah, he's his friend. That was
they're-
the gimmick.
They're boys. Yeah. Abyss comes out in only what I can describe as stinky style.
It's Abyss, short hair, great Muda mask.
Stinky.
Smelly.
Just fucking Dookie Brown Abyss. I hate this era.
Dude, it is so fucked up. This
I
is
hate
cursed. This is very cursed.
With the teeth.
He
Yeah,
was
man.
so done. Like, he was done with, like, look, guys, the Abyss thing was over. Look, I love Abyss. He's one of my favorite guys ever in wrestling.
Legit top 5 big guys of all time.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's over. Just
It
call
was
it.
killed with the Hogan stuff, right? With the ring and the red
Yes.
and yellow, and that was then.
And this
yeah,
is already like years after that too, Tony.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was fucking, do you remember the one point where the Hardy Boys teleport back to the stage? They
Oh!
teleport back to the soundstage, but they end up not making it there, but the tag belts do, and then Decay
Yes.
gets the tag belts.
That's right.
And
I
they
do
become
remember
the tag
this.
champions because the
Holy.
teleportation didn't work.
The 7 deities have just told me it is time for us to go on our next expedition of gold. Here is your tag team title.
Gracias.
I think the Hardys actually did want to work, and they would have dropped the belts, but they didn't want them to. They said, fuck it, it doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't want them to. They didn't want to come. I might be
Oh,
misremembering
wow.
that, but I swear I
Sure.
remember it being that the Hardys were cool with coming to drop the belts, but they said, don't worry about it. And then they had them teleport and then just drop the belts.
That's easier.
to
Yeah, okay,
Crazy
great.
Steve.
That's fucking crazy. What the fuck?
So Monsters Ball match here. Bram does go under the ring to grab a turnbuckle, and I guess that's his thing.
That's what they said. That's his gimmick. And this was obviously this was set up, by the way, because Bram attacked Abyss with Janice, and Abyss took that personally, which led to this. I didn't realize I wrote here. Holy shit, Bram just signed with TNA.
Dude, I put that too. Well, we got one in Bram, so I decided to do multi-year deal. Yeah, so he goes under the ring, grabs a turnbuckle, and when he grabs the turnbuckle from under the ring, there's a guy in the front row, and he is just yelling at him right in the face. You are going to lose. You are going to lose. You are going to lose.
Now what? Oh, we have seen.
Damn, he was wrong.
BWO.
Well, there was dude, there's a ton of chants to start this match. Like, they don't even do anything. There's an ECW chant from a little child in a green shirt going crazy with ECW chants. There's a We Want Tables chant, a We Want Blood chant. I think there might have been a We Want Fire chant, too.
Yeah, first off, doing a Monsters Ball and then a Hardcore War is short-sighted.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because both of them get over. So in the end, it worked out fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
they're
right.
also chanting "We want tables," and the big spot of the night is the Dixie
It's
table
the
spot.
end of the show. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, shouldn't have done that.
So Abyss then grabs a cheese grater and grates Bram's balls. Slice yam bag for everyone.
Yeah, I'll take a half a pound of olive loaf.
Thursday night in hell. Oh! I'll take a half a pound of some olive loaf, or maybe a little superstar. That's an Italian ham.
Hold the pimento.
Oh my God! Slice yam bag for everyone.
So Abyss throws Bram headfirst into a chair in the corner, and then out comes Janice, the bat with the nails that killed Rob Van Dam.
That is Dixie Carter's mom.
That is correct. I always thought it
That
was
is crazy.
Janice Griffith. Sorry about that. So Abyss swings Janice at Bram, misses Bram, and hits a turnbuckle, and Janice gets stuck in the buckle.
I always love that spot.
I feel
It
like
is
that's
very
always the spot. It's every time
is
he's got
always the
Janice,
spot,
it's
yeah.
always the spot. I knew it was happening before I saw it.
And I fucking pop for it every time.
I always fall for it. I like any time to swing a weapon and get stuck in the top rope. Like I think Homicide would do it with a fork.
What do you?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so Abyss then goes under the ring and grabs the bag of tricks.
Well, Taz says, "Oh, something tells me this isn't a bag of chips and a Yankee Doodle."
Hey, that's fucking right.
Hey, but that Taz, I mean, you fucking spin.
But I digress.
The crowd chants, "We want blood." And Taz says, "Well, you'll probably get more blood because Abyss is already bleeding." Bram then swings a kendo stick and hits Abyss a few times with it before Abyss cuts him off with the goozle. Bram goes to grab Janice, unsheaths that shit King Arthur style from the turnbuckle.
He had to like put his foot on the second rope to.
I'm all
Wouldn't come
for
out.
the match like surrounding this fucking weapon because like I've
That's
always
awesome.
felt like the first time they tried to do this with Abyss, they like it was almost like this weapon didn't matter. Like it killed RVD, and then like whenever it was actually used, it never killed
Yeah.
anybody or did anything.
No, it
or-
was just a shot to the gut, and it
Yeah.
was fuck.
So Abyss grabs him, he choke slams him onto the bag of tricks. That all the tricks were taxed. So Abyss grabs Janice, but Magnus runs down and stops him.
Oh, bravo, fuck.
Bram then spears Abyss through the barbed wire board in the corner.
That was awesome.
And then Bram uses Janice in the midsection on Abyss and wins the match. So we go to a pre-tape. We have Joe, Sonata, and Low Key for the X Division title later.
Yes, because it's vacant because Austin Aries used option C.
And lost.
Bitch.
So Samoa Joe gets asked about the match and he puts over the X Division.
Joe with hair.
Yeah, dude, hair, and he's working low key. This is crazy.
This is fucking nuts. Yeah. Joe says he exemplifies what the X Division is about. And when people tuned into the company, it was to see the X Division. And then off camera, you hear, "Hey, Joe."
And the X Division was always about no limits. It didn't matter who you were or what you did, as long as you were the best in the world.
Joe.
Oh, fuck.
I couldn't believe
Holy
my
shit.
fucking ears. I heard the low "Hey Joe" and I said, "There's no way he's gonna talk on this episode." Wow, we're getting it all.
Low Key walks into the shot. He says, you and I have been through plenty of wars, pain and suffering, and now we got a prize on our hands. You are now in my way. Don't do my finisher. Joe says, "Listen, man, I know you think you're prepared, but you never been able to prepare for me. And next time you hear my name, it'll be right after they say new X Division champion of the world," which is an awesome line.
Yeah, it is, and I like that he says "of the world," and I like how intense the stare down was.
It was pretty good. What else did you like that I did?
Now, where's Sonata?
He's getting fucking whipped. I don't know what's going on with him.
So we go backstage. We have the following people: EC3, Rockstar Spud, Rhino, Rick Lawn, and Gene Snitsky, and Jeremy Borash.
JB Jeremy Borash.
To Dixie Carter, these are the greatest wrestlers that have ever lived.
They all convinced her of it that week. Tony, you gotta be. I if anyone's gonna be on my side here, it's you. This guy's name was definitely Ryklon.
It had to be Ryklon.
Thank you.
There's no way. I heard Ricklon. I said, "What the fuck is a Ricklon?"
There's no Ryklon here.
This is
There's
Rick
no
Lawn.
Ricklon. Dude,
No,
even
James.
even Taz can't believe it. Rick's out. What the fuck is his name?
This right here is what you call Rick Lawn.
God damn it.
No, Rick Lawn.
Ryklon is so much cooler, bro.
I'm sure Rick Lawn doesn't get fired later.
Well, dude, for those that don't know, Gene Snitsky is Gene Snitsky, of course.
There's no fucking way.
And Ryklon, you call him Ricklon, I call him Ryklon.
Ryklon,
Brother.
of course.
Ricklon is Ezekiel Jackson, and they are a part of this hardcore group to keep the ECW guys from powerbombing Dixie through a table. And the hardcore war is tonight. Team Bully Ray against Team EC3. And Jeremy Borash says, "It's a hardcore war." And EC3 says, "No."
It's a hardcore war. Ethan Carter III, EC3 leading your team into battle.
No.
I don't know why. He's right.
No, it is a hardcore war. Yeah, that's right.
That's 100% what it is. EC3 says, "Do you see the collection of talent I've assembled? These are the unsung heroes of hardcore. The last ECW champion, Ricklon. What are you all about?
Ricklon.
He's always a Pokemon. Ricklon. Ricklon says, domination.
Yeah.
That was his fucking song. Of course.
This right here we call domination.
This here what you call domination. It's a combination of skill and concentration.
Yeah. And EC3 says, and the crazy man behind me, Gene Snitsky, he's dangerous. And Snitsky says, it's not my fault. Oh my God, all the classics. That wasn't even his ECW gimmick. That's
they're
fine.
cooking here, man.
Well, EC3 said, I've been waiting my whole life to hear that. And he said it's not his fault that he's the lasting legacy of ECW. And I was like, the fuck is he talking about? But then I remembered, yes, I forgot Ugly HD Snitsky was also on ECW.
Yes, he was.
That's right.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, fuck. That is crazy. These are the only two guys from WWE ECW they could find. Everyone else
was the
was
last ugliest man that's ever lived.
That was his ROH gimmick. And then EC3 says the final piece of the puzzle, the last original ECW champion. Say something, Rhino. And Rhino says, Gore, Gore, Gore. And EC says, all right. And this is a war. And we're in hell now, gentlemen. Bully Ray, there is no way Dixie Carter will ever go through a table. He says ever 40 times. Well, EC3, I watched the beginning of the show. And she's definitely, I mean, it looked like she was going through a table. Yeah. What the fuck? I saw it.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. Like, the way that they formatted the show is crazy. They're like, is it going to happen? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw
Hashtag it happens.
Yeah, we saw it.
You told me it happens.
So, what was Ricklon's name in Lucha Underground? It says here, Big Rick.
Oh, that's right. Big Rick. That's
Big Rick with a Y, though.
Big Rick.
Almost like Ricklon.
That's right. He was Big Rick, and he had an eye patch.
This works for me. I don't know how to explain it. If you took Dixie Carter out of the equation here, bam, non-factor. For some reason, the group of EC3, Ricklon, Rhino, Gene Snitsky, and Rockstar Spud, and then occasionally Jeremy Morash.
Yeah.
This works for me. I don't know how to explain it. I think because it's so on the nose.
So I like the idea that, like, EC3 thinks, like, these are his ECW legends. I think that's fucking awesome.
Me too.
Yeah.
You're right. It does work. Well, not for long.
It reminds you like a Matt Cardona thing or something. Like he would do this or whatever now.
Sure.
Like
Okay. Yeah. You're with Ricklon.
Kind of sounds like that. Yeah, with Ricklon and Snitsky and sometimes Jeremy Borash.
As you do.
So now it's time for the Bobby Lashley Town Hall. So Bobby Lashley, Kenny King, and MVP are all out here. Lashley is the current TNA World Champion.
Yes. MVP is always injured except when he isn't.
I almost think that he was like, he just liked walking around with a crutch.
I think so too. It was a good, like, he had a gimmick. He could use the crutch.
I think he used a cane at one point too. I feel like I remember MVP with a cane.
That might be in WWE.
Is that WWE? With the cane?
Lashley.
Oh shit, okay. Yeah.
And Lashley's champ.
Wow. I like that too.
This pair works great.
It just works good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, we get the town hall here with the boys. I think Lashley had just defeated Option C, Austin Aries, so now he's looking for his next opponent for the next pay-per-view.
That's right, because it was last week at Destination X, which wasn't a pay-per-view. It was just a TV special.
I like the TNA TV specials.
I do too. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cool. Yeah, Lashley defended the title against Aries, who cashed in Option C last Thursday. Lashley defeated Eric Young, I think also on TV for the belt.
Oh, is that right?
I think that's right.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. I think you're right.
But yeah, MVP introduces Kenny King and Lashley and a handful of New York City's finest. It was the women. It wasn't the police. MVP says, when I was the director of wrestling operations, I felt like a babysitter. And I was like, when the fuck was he the director of wrestling operations? And then I remembered that was when he brought in the fucking Wolves.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how he came into TNA.
Yeah, that's
he was the owner or whatever. I don't even know.
He was like he invested or something in, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a majority owner.
Because I remember that being crazy. I remember like, what the fucking American Wolves are with MVP in TNA? MVP says, I felt like a babysitter because I had a bunch of sissified crybaby wrestlers give me a bunch of headaches. And now, as long as we control the world title, I got all the power and none of the headaches. The crowd is fucking pissed. They hate this fucking dude. Shut the fuck up. Boring. They're losing it on this fucking guy.
No, then Lashley will be the TNA Heavyweight Champion.
MVP says that Lashley will be the TNA champion probably for years to come. Eric Young faced him and he's tough, but he wasn't very tough against Lashley. Jeff Hardy, one of the greatest, but against Lashley, not great enough. And MVP says, and all of you flat scans? Is that right?
Is that what he said? Flat scans?
And all of you flat scans.
I heard it.
Yeah, that might be right.
All that arm in arms at the Kmart.
Oh, no. Thank you, AC Jazz.
Dude, somebody on the Reddit said ironing boards. All you ironing boards at the Kmart.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
No, I like the arm and R's better, actually. I think you're wrong.
Is way better.
Yeah, AC Jazz, shout out. Yeah, MVP says, all you flat scans, which I don't know what that means. You thought Austin Aries was going to be that dude, and that option C. Well, how about option see your ass later, because it ain't happening. That was tremendous. He says, there's no button left for Lashley to beat. I'm off the chain. Time to go against the grain.
This is the
Bobby
goat.
Roode comes out.
This is the GOAT, man.
Rude talks a bunch of shit here. In between every line that Rude says, MVP has something shitty to say. Rude says, MVP, as much as it pains me to admit, some of the things you're saying are true. And MVP says, yeah, like you being a whiny crybaby sissy. That is true.
As much as it pains me to admit this, but some of the things you're saying are actually very true.
Yeah, like you being a whiny crybaby sissy. Yeah, that's one of the things I said. It was true.
And Rude says, I was referring to the fact that Lashley is the destroyer. And MVP says, yes, that is also true. MVP is fucking tremendous here. I forgot how much I liked this.
He was on fire, yeah.
He was, yeah. But yeah, as you said, they get face to face and Rude's in the ring talking about he's former world champion and he held the title longer than anyone in TNA history. And he says MVP sent him home on suspensions for 2 months because he knew he was a threat and that his plan wasn't for Lashley to be the one standing with the title. The plan was for MVP to be the champion, but he blew out his knee. Truth is, he's going to use you to manipulate you to get what he wants. And that's the world title. And MVP says, don't fucking start no dissent. Don't start no dissension. Not in this group. Don't play that.
Man, don't try.
Yeah. Rude says, I kicked his ass, MVP, and I kicked his ass, Kenny. And although you may have defeated some great former world champions, you haven't beat me. There's one thing left for you and I to do, and that's for you to put the world title against Bobby Roode. And MVP says, rockabye, baby. And then Kenny King starts whooping Bobby Roode's ass.
Rockabye, baby.
Oh, what a cheap shot by the King of the Night.
I didn't know that was the fucking...
That's the phrase, yeah.
For Voltron. Yeah, they jump fucking Bobby Roode. They all start stomping him out. MVP's hitting him with a crutch. Eric Young's music hits. Him and Austin Aries come out.
That is crazy, first off. Eric Young music hits.
Yeah, that's more notable than Austin Aries music, I guess.
That's Daniel Bryan right there.
Oh, here goes the fucking Eric Young. MVP says, hey, we ain't doing this tonight, man. We dressed out to go out and have fun. You guys can play with each other while we play with these hoes.
That's an awesome line.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's New York's finest, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
for
have
real,
some
though.
respect. Yeah, it sets up eventually for Bobby Roode versus Lashley, but that is not what they set up for next week. But we'll talk about that later when they advertise it.
So we go backstage. Gunner and Sam Shaw are walking when Ken Anderson meets them in the hallway.
The only guy here that still has a job anywhere is Sam Shaw.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nuts.
That is crazy. Yeah, man.
I mean, it was already a random group of dudes.
Goddamn. But yeah, they're in the hallway. This is after Samuel Shaw and Ken Anderson's big feud, which I don't know if we've ever covered on the show. We talked about it, but I don't know if we've ever covered an episode that involved them.
Yeah, Sam Shaw is he's starting to mellow out. Everything's all right.
Yeah, so he was a crazy stalker of Christy Hemme, and Ken Anderson was
Stay
the
out of
knight
my
shining on.
My bedroom. You want to explain this?
I said, what are you doing in my bedroom?
I'm pretty sure we've talked about that before with Sam Shaw.
The cage hole. We always talk about the cage hole.
Well, the cage hole and the match where it was a cage match and Samuel Shaw threatened to jump off and kill himself at the start of it.
Yeah, that's also true. And like that's some real shit. You know what I mean? I hear that.
That's what it
We
is.
should watch that match sometime.
We should. We talk about it a lot, but we've never. We should. I'll put that on the list.
Stay out of my room.
Gunner. So yeah, Samuel Shaw has gone to therapy now.
Dexter Loomis, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Dexter Loomis. That makes me sad that more people would know that, but that is true.
They would.
That is true. And Gunner says, big match tonight, me, you, and Ken, 6-man tag, first match back. I guess it's Sam Shaw's return here. And they run into Ken Anderson in the hallway, and Gunner says, sup? And Ken says, can I talk to you? Alone. Sammy Shaw walks away, and Ken says, I don't freaking like him, man. He's a lot of frickins from fucking Ken Anderson.
He's chewing that gum crazy.
I don't fucking like him, man. I don't trust him.
He's fucking...
Says, dude, oh my, he's scruffed out fucking crazy.
Dude, always.
Gunner says, give him a chance, man. I trust him. I trust you. And the question is, do you trust me? And yeah, Ken...
Dude, now you say it, I can't unsee that. So every time I see Mr. Anderson,
he's so scratchy.
Kennedy Anderson, so scratchy.
With the gum and the face.
The gum and the scratchy. Oh my god.
Gum, beard, face, man.
So we go backstage after that. A guy with the camera comes to talk to Tommy Dreamer and Team 3D about who their partner is tonight.
The Lashley thing before this is actually pretty cool too. I don't know if did you plus 10 that? There's like a Lashley. They showed Lashley beating Aries for the belt, and there's like an interview in between the whole thing. You might have skipped it because you thought it was just a recap.
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which I almost did too until I was like, hold on a second. Lashley's like, they keep showing
forgot
him
they
here.
did that, like the reaction stuff.
That's it. It was like Impact 365, I think is what they were calling it here.
Yeah. So I plus 10 the million to get to the end of that one.
Okay, good. That's I am not
because I literally saw it and I was like, what? This isn't. What is happening here? Like this is.
Yeah, I'm not watching this match.
What's going on? Yeah. Why are they recapping what's already? They already recapped.
Yeah, so it's a recap with the a guy asking Lashley questions throughout it. And so they show him beating Aries, and Lashley talks about the match and says he doesn't look for flash and glamour. It's actually a pretty cool fucking segment. Yeah, he said don't look for flash and glamour. He goes for the win, and he's been fighting the best people TNA has to offer, and he keeps knocking them down. Then they show Lashley sweating fucking crazy, tongue out, hitting a spear, and beating Aries. It ends with them asking who he thinks will be the guy to dethrone him, because he was saying, I'm gonna hold this belt until somebody gets it. And the guy says, oh, who do you think I might be? Who you said I'm thinking about? And Lashley thinks about it and he says, I don't look behind me. There's a lot of good people, but one person that's been lurking in the dark is Gunner.
There's no way he says that. There's no fucking way.
He says, I like him. I think he's the one I got to keep my sights on. I think he's gonna be a problem.
What?
fucking Gunner.
And one person that's been kind of like lurking in the dark and hasn't been saying anything, that's Gunner. I like him. I like that guy.
They see something in him. They don't know what it is.
You're lying. You're lying to me, right? This is not true.
I swear to God that's happened.
I plus 10 all this.
2 out of 3 people didn't see it, and the only one person did. And it was Bobby Lashley putting over Gunner. I'm starting to believe this isn't real.
There's no way that happened. I gotta go see this for my life.
There's never a world where I would have wanted this to happen. I promise. Yeah, I think Gunner's gonna be a problem for me.
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem, all right.
He's gonna be a problem for a lot of fucking people.
So we go backstage. Guy comes to talk to Dreamer and Team 3D about who their mystery partner is tonight for the Hardcore War. Which
I didn't realize was a thing. I guess maybe they've been hyping it up. But yeah, there's a fourth mystery guy. Yeah. Well, I saw the fucking... Holy fuck, dude. I can't... Oh, my God.
Dude. Yeah, you're right. They should...
I'm almost going to start getting pissed off. I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
They're hinting at a fourth guy on their team, and Bully says, are you for real? I was born at night, but not last night. He said, you think we're going to tell you who our partner is? And Devon says, idiot. And Dreamer says, stooge.
I was born at night, but not last night. You think we're gonna tell you who our partner is? Idiot, stooge.
Hey, chill out.
Yeah,
hey, the camera guy just said, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Cut the fucking camera. Yeah. I know I can talk to you like this. From the top.
Yeah, start over. That would have been awesome.
I haven't gotten paid for 6 months.
Oh my God.
I got 3 families.
Tommy Dreamer's not gonna talk to me like this. Dixie's on another check.
Cut the fucking camera.
Hold on, Dixie. Why are you got another contract for Bram in your hand?
That's why we can pay the production people each time Bram 3 times.
Bram's got 3 contracts. He's on a Brandon Cutler deal. The fuck is going on here?
It's a contract. It says production is scratched out, and it just says Bram just written real crudely.
It's on all the checks.
Yeah,
all the checks are screwed up
production
Bram.
checks. Yeah,
Tom Latimer, put it out there.
Tommy Latimer.
Well, Bully says, let's just say we got a guy that had our back since day one. Dreamer says, I can't believe you got him out of retirement. And Demon says, I can't believe you got him out on his birthday.
Oh, I knew who it is the whole time. I already knew when they said retirement and birthday. I knew.
If you retired birthday man,
you were locked in. Yeah, I like that.
I got it right in my head. I tell you what.
Shouts out to the Deadlock Patreon book club, because some of you may have watched this episode already before we reviewed it. But if you didn't, think of all the ECW guys you could possibly think of that could fit this role. And
there's already nobody.
Well, you know, they're not all dead. There's still some alive
Yeah, but
here.
there's only so many birthdays in the world.
You're right. Do the math.
Sadly, they probably don't remember this man's birthday, but think of all those people, and then we'll get back at the end for the reveal.
So now it's time for the Bromance with DJ Z. Face it off against the team of Mr. Anderson, Gunner, and Sam Shaw. The Bromance. Let me tell you about the fucking Bromance. There is not a better jobber team than these guys. And not only are they a jobber team, but they fucking win.
They win.
They win. They were the tag champs at one point.
Dude, for a good minute, too.
These guys were cooking. Like, Robbie E is one of the best sellers they had, period.
Yeah. And he was so, like, tuned in. He was full Robbie E.
And anything they ever asked this guy to do, he just fucking did it. Every time.
And it was great.
And it was awesome every time.
Yeah, man.
So shout out to Bromance and DJ Z too.
Yeah, we love dude, the best. Anderson comes out and does his spiel. And from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Gunner, this freaking guy, and Mr. Anderson.
Dude, I think that Mr. Anderson was probably, which is even silly to think about, he was probably more over here than he was when he was a world champion at TNA.
That probably is true.
Because he was like super tapped in, and like I feel like his promo and work, like where he was kind of an asshole, was way better here than like the initial
beard faceman.
Yeah, like once he did August 1 warning and he scratched his face and put his hands behind his head, that's where you're like, holy shit, that's my character.
Oh, sure. That's a crazy pinpoint, actually. Yeah, you might be right.
This freaking guy.
Dude, he sounded just like it.
That was actually scary how fucking close that was.
This freaking guy.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
We talked about a lot, but I watched a lot of Mr. Anderson. I watched
So did I.
Dude, I didn't watch like any Mr. Kennedy at all, and I watched a ton of Mr. Anderson.
Damn. I wonder, you might be one of a few that have seen more Anderson than Kennedy.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably right.
I mean, by default, I think the Anderson run was longer, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah. For a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But this matchup here is it's literally carried here by how well Robbie E is bumping and selling for these dudes.
Yeah, he's like putting everyone in the right spot over and over and over again. That's just this whole fucking match.
How much I think all of us were super big fans of Robbie E.
Yes.
Like, legitimately, I thought like he was one of the, like, I just loved watching him. I didn't really care if he won or lost. I just enjoyed watching him.
I just wanted him on my TV. Like, I wanted him on the show. I would, like, I wasn't going out of my way to watch many stuff on YouTube for TNA at the time, but like all of Robbie E's stuff I would look for.
Yeah, he was just fucking good. He was just good. Good on the mic, good in the ring. Could sell, bump crazy. I just enjoyed his matches, and like it always, even the corniest, dumbest shit they had him do, it always felt authentic. Like I never felt like he was playing a character. He was just Robbie E.
Yeah.
Man. And the Bromance was sick, and like he was bumping his ass off for everyone in this match. Like,
oh my god!
One of the first things that happens in the match is Robbie E takes a gut punch off the second and flip bump straight in the middle, and like I love that bump, dude. I think that's awesome.
Such a stupid fucking but it's like perfect for encapsulates the kind of wrestler that he is.
Do not miss the premiere of Gym Rescue on Spike TV.
I missed them saying that. What the fuck is Gym Rescue?
Gym
is that
Rescue,
like Bar Rescue?
It is exactly
No, same
like
guy?
Bar-
Really?
No, it's not the same guy.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
John Taffer is an
John
expert on
Taffer?
gyms.
That'd be awesome. Wow.
He just becomes an expert on random things. You know what's fucking nuts is like if this was on Destination America or something, it probably would have been like the highest fucking rated thing they
It
had.
would right after Schitt's Creek. God damn. By the way, they talk about the angle here where Samuel Shaw was in a psychiatric facility and he was released under one condition, which Gunner would be in charge of him. And Taz says, so he has custody of Samuel Shaw. So he adopted a grown man. Is that what you're saying?
You'll recall that Samuel Shaw was released from that facility under one condition, and that is that Gunner be in charge of Samuel Shaw. And you notice there...
So he has custody of Samuel Shaw. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much.
So it's like he adopted a grown man, basically. Is that what you're saying?
Taz, super checked out.
Yeah, why don't you shut the fuck up? We gotta talk about the premiere of Gym Rescue on Spike, all right? They did a lot of heavy lifting for the Spike shows, and in return, the Spike shows did nothing for TNA.
No, it was actually they advertised every show ever on that, and then TNA kind of how what happened to ECW on Spike in the end. They just
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they kind of just
gave it no
fuck 'em.
love. Yeah.
I mean, like they did do the one thing. They said, "Look, we'll keep you around and we'll pay you for as long as you want. We only ask you don't do one thing, and that's just don't email Vince Russo."
Constantly.
And then the first thing they do, the second they see that, is they email Vince Russo and say, "You see this shit?"
And then he sends it to Dirt Sheet. Oh,
Yeah. So
that's weird.
Yeah, that'll happen. It's like the old
That's
Adam and
fucking
Eve
tough.
story. You can live here as long as you want. You just do not bite the apple. Damn, that shit was good.
Are you
yeah,
really sure they told you not to talk to Vince Russo? Are you sure
Yeah,
about
maybe
that?
it's not so bad. Dude, yeah, all they legit had to do was just like, not wave in her face. Listen, do what you want, just don't wave it in her face. Anyway, here's Vince Russo's emails.
So then back to the match here. Mr. Anderson tries to hit the mic check. Jesse comes in and chop blocks him. They throw Gunner like a sack of shit to the outside, lands hard as hell. Fucking makes a plop noise when he hits the mat.
Because they try to take him over and he doesn't go, so he's just like teeter-tottering, and then they just push him, and he fucking just lands on the floor so hard.
These three guys, the Bromance and the DJ, they are on the same page. Oh, wow.
The Bromans go for a 3-on-1 assault of Ken Anderson, but Samuel Shaw makes the save.
Oh.
And of course, Mr. Anderson is fucking confused about all of this. Sam Shaw and Anderson go face to face in the ring. And Robbie E rolls up Anderson while Sam Shaw gets his leg grabbed and ends up winning the match.
That is fucking so sick.
Dude, Mr. Anderson didn't see the leg grab. So after the match, she gets in Sam Shaw's face like, what the fuck you do?
Dude, he goozles him, double goozle. He's crazy. He grips him up and yeah, what the fuck?
And Gunner stops him. He says, chill out, dude.
Yeah, he pushes him, rips him off him, and then Anderson walks to the back, rubbing his face and chewing gum. I mean, can you fucking believe this?
So we go backstage after that. Dixie Carter is talking to King Mo about Bully
Dude.
Ray.
This stunned me. I was like, who the fuck? I said, oh, fuck. I forgot King Mo was like, King Mo's had like 4 different runs in TNA.
Dude, I forgot about all those. That's crazy.
King Mo, to me, is more a TNA wrestler than he is like a Bellator fighter.
A fighter? Yeah, me too.
So Dixie Carter is talking to King Mo about Bully Ray, and she asks him about his MMA statistics.
she says,
This is crazy.
she said, how many wins you have?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How many wins do you have?
So many I can't even keep count.
Dude, it says, so many I can't even keep count. And Dick says, how many knockouts?
Same thing.
Same thing. Same thing. And Dick says, that's why you're with me. And we're going to watch my nephew get the biggest victory of his life, and that's the end of Bully Ray.
Yeah, so we have the Hardcore War coming up next. Before that, we have a backstage segment where Mr. Anderson and Gunner are arguing after the match.
Ken, hey, what's the problem, man? Why you just gonna walk out with me?
Anderson is fucking pissed.
They got one take, man, or else the production guys
yeah,
gonna lose it.
Yeah, they're fucking not getting paid by the hour or paid at all.
It was probably just copying what the production guys was doing right before the camera started. Go!
right, go.
Camera speed.
Holy shit.
So Gunner says to, just give this guy a chance, dude. And Anderson's fucking pissed.
They're yelling at
and
each other.
Yelling, yeah. He's smashing the wall.
Dude, Gunner says, "What's wrong with you? Why you walking on the match? That's a party move he did." And Anderson says, "Punk move?" And Gunner says, "Yeah, punk move."
That's a party move. That's a punk move. I told you not to.
That's a party move. And Anderson says, "I told you not to bring that freaking guy out there in the first place."
Friggin' guy.
Gunner says, "You did give him a chance," and shoves him. And Anderson says, "Don't push me, bro." And Gunner says, "Push you?" Anderson says, "Don't push me, bro." And Samuel Shaw comes in and says, "Oh, come on, stop now." He separates him and he says, "You know what? Ken's right. It's my fault. All right? Ken's right." And Anderson goes,
"My fault. All right?"
Ken's right.
"That's right. Ken's right." Walks away. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, they're cooking with pissed off Anderson. So we go to the Hardcore War, which is Team Bully Ray versus Team EC3. Hardcore War is War Games rules with no cage in one ring. And that's right. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you know any of those things, then this makes sense to you. So 2 people start, someone enters in an interval until everyone's in the ring, and then it's pinfall to win. No elimination.
Did they ever say that the match doesn't start until everyone's out?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Yeah, it's 90-second intervals is what it is. And Team EC3 won the coin toss, which means they get the advantage, so their guy will come out first. King Mo and Dixie are sitting in the rafters with Atlas security behind them. One of them is Don West. EC3 is out first for Team EC3. Tremendous theme song. I love this fucking theme song
Trouble.
much. Dude, what? Oh, dude, I love it. I love it so much.
I mean, look, I was in and out of TNA for sure, but I definitely thought that guy was going to be like the guy for a long time.
When he went to WWE, I was like, oh, well, that's a given. He's going to just be a top guy here. That makes sense.
He could talk. He could wrestle. He wasn't like putting juiced on work rate bangers. Yeah, he was juiced to the gills, but like he could work and like, especially the WWE style. But I guess I didn't put into account that he came into PWG NXT.
And there's no comparing.
I swear at the time, they just didn't let him talk. They just didn't let him.
And then you go to WWE and it's like they don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, I mean, NXT was cool for a little bit, but I was never meant for the NXT. And when we were called up, it was very rash and unplanned and unpurposeful. And then, I'm a mute when I'm fairly capable of speaking out loud.
I feel like that's true. Like, I don't remember many EC3, well-regarded NXT promos.
I feel like they had him be silent or something. Yeah, like, I don't know. Very weird.
Does he get called up?
He did. He was on the Raw brand. He got drafted to Raw.
He was on Raw?
Yeah.
What did he do on Raw?
EC3. E3.
What does EC3 mean? Where are EC1 and 2?
So Taz says that he's trying to figure out who this mystery guy is as EC3 and Tommy Dreamer start the match. And he's trying to figure out who these guys are. And he's texting some of his boys. And none of the boys are answering.
And Taz says, I've been texting my boys and they're not been replying. And Tanae says, so like usual. holy shit.
Favor me, brother.
But I digress.
So Dixie Carter is up in the balcony and EC3 proceeds to throw Tommy Dreamer into the steps here after a little bit of brawling. And I realized that these are the biggest steps I've ever seen.
Are these the stairs that Del Rio stomps onto Domeboy?
So. That's the first thing I thought of, bro.
He tries to stomp them. You're right. He fucking falls on them.
Oh, yeah. He falls on his ass. Dude, those big ass steps. Oh! They start a countdown, and then the countdown goes, and Rhino runs in.
Fucking Rhino!
And he immediately headshots Dreamer with a trash can lid. Just
he hits him,
destroys
him. He hits him as hard as he possibly can in the forehead with a trash can.
ECW.
Yeah, dude, there's so much ECW chants during this. I'm shocked.
So Devon comes out next, and we're starting to waterfall these guys in here, and especially because they cut commercial and et cetera, et cetera. Now we're just trying to get everybody in the ring.
They all have a trash can or trash can lid. Nothing in between.
Yeah, this is all the items they had. So he comes in, hits EC3 in the head with a trash can. We go to commercial, come back. Gene Snitsky is now here. I guess we couldn't get his interest.
He's just there.
Rhino is making crazy faces into the camera at this point.
He's very happy.
I think all the boys are just chilling right now to the final part of this match.
They're having a good time.
Bully Ray comes out here next and immediately fucks up Gene Snitsky, who was wearing a Dixieland shirt.
The Dixieland shirt is out of control, by the way. Tommy Dreamer's wearing a House of Hardcore shirt
and pants.
That says no politics, no BS, just wrestling.
Not in business is what it also says at the bottom.
It's super not in business.
Bully throws a trash can straight into the fucking air because he's so hyped, loses sight of it for a minute and almost fucking destroys someone on the ground.
Yeah, he almost gets lost in the lights.
Bully then starts swinging the chain towards EC3. He is just hyped up crazy. He's just swinging this shit wild. And doesn't matter because the boy's here now. Rick Lawn.
Nah,
it seems like this here what you call Rick Lawn.
Yeah, it's a combination of Reich and Lawn.
So Rick to the lawn. Yeah, that's some real shit.
He has a chair.
Yeah, and he's also Rick Lawn, just to make sure everybody understands that. He's a Dixieland shirt, too.
Maybe to you, brother, but to me, he's Rick Lawn.
So EC3 starts choking Bully with a chain here.
Rick Lawn does his finish, by the way.
The Book of Ezekiel?
Book of Ezekiel. Book of Rick Lawn. I'm very impressed that you knew it was the Book of Ezekiel.
That would be a video game thing, yeah.
Right, respect.
So EC3 starts choking Bully with a chain. Now we get the final countdown here.
He's choking Bully Ray with a chain, and he's right in his face, and he's yelling, "Blood! Blood!" The fuck?
Well, guys, we're at the final countdown. We get to figure out who is the mystery man on Team Bully Ray, right?
Okay, they do the countdown. The lights go out. Music starts playing. Lights are flashing, and I'm like, who could this be? My immediate thought was this was going to be Sabu.
Cojones.
Because it's Cojones. You know what? Also, a great pick, honestly.
My thought was just incredible for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, well, we're getting worse as we go along here.
My thought was Chili
Jason
Willie.
Knight.
Jeez.
Easy money. Yeah. I was going through my mind of who it could be because New York and ECW, this is pretty fucking important. You got, Dreamer and the fucking Dudleys, they're
Sandman,
top,
Sabu, somebody.
Yeah,
maybe?
top OG ECW guys. I'm like, all right, this will be fun. They're playing music, lights are going crazy, and I'm staring out in the distance, and there's a man, and I'm like, I don't recognize. It's a weird body shape. I don't know who this is, and it zooms in on him. It's fucking Al Snow, man.
It's Al Snow.
It's fucking Al Snow.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show
He has head. And you know who also has head? Everyone in the crowd. Everyone knew it was gonna be Al Snow, except the TV audience. What the fuck?
It's Al Snow.
It's Al fucking Snow, and it's so absurd that Mike today on commentary goes, Al Snow. He fucking just starts laughing about Al fucking Snow. I waited this whole fucking time. They hyped up a fourth man, and it's just Al Snow. I'm praying it had to have been somebody else, and Al Snow just works there, and he was an ECW guy, and he had to sub
come
in.
on, Gut Checkman.
That had to be what, dude. Fuck. Fucking Snowman. Oh my God! Out of retirement. Fuck your birthday. Fuck you, dude. This is bullshit, man.
I hated this. I was so angry.
It ruined the match for me. Ruined the fucking match for me. I was so in.
If I was gonna build a roster of ECW guys,
it starts as Al Snow, Tony.
Al Snow would be the last pick on the ECW
Rick
dodgeball
Lawn
team.
is more of an ECW guy for me.
You're
than
right.
fucking Al Snow.
Come on, Al Snow had 3 matches in ECW. Come on.
Dude, he was alone from WWF, which also sacrilege, but he was alone from WWF.
Oh, shit,
because
you're
he
right.
sucked.
He was
and
alone
they
from
said,
W-
"Please, fucking make something of him." Oh, okay, I'll give him a head. All right, fuck this guy, man.
Wow, you're right.
We'll
That's
give him
fucked up.
pirated music.
I was so mad. I can't tell you how bad I
Dude,
was.
when they said out of retirement, I was like, maybe it's Terry Funk. And I was like, there's no fucking way Terry Funk shows up here. There's no way.
That's shooting for
Dude,
the
that's
fucking
crazy.
moon.
The reaction
wow,
in
yeah.
my house is way different. Fireworks going off and shit. People are shouting downstairs.
That's just always what happens at your
They were
house.
driving up and down the street.
Drip
Let's fucking
Stony
go.
right around the corner there. Yeah.
They
The
all had
little
their heads
machine with
driving
the
on their
red dots
four-wheelers.
going off outside Tony Crazy.
Oh, the radar
Yeah,
outside?
The
Yeah.
snow radars going off like crazy.
Yeah, they knew it was coming.
That's the head radar.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, it's Al Snow. So the crowd has
fucking motherfucker.
the heads, and
You know, the crowd liked it because they got the heads and they got free heads, so they liked it.
They
free
didn't
head.
do the they showed the crowd and everything, and like they kind of got it. They like took like maybe a quick look at Al Snow's old entrance the one or two times, and like they missed the Zoom part because I guess the song is just some bullshit like cover.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
like it couldn't do it anyways. But
still, like I mean, it's Al Snow's taunt.
I get it. I guess you know it's like
sure.
a throwback to one of the biggest ECW names, and
Kiss
he's
my ass.
here. Kiss my ass and balls.
Dude, toss my salad, feel my potatoes.
Big butt kiss is what I gotta say. Suck my balls from behind.
So
I hate Al Snow so much.
Yeah.
There couldn't be anybody more boring to come out of ECW than Al Snow right
This
now.
is crazy. Al Snow's probably watching this. Hey, yo. Why you say
probably
fuck me
watching this.
for?
Hey guys, it's me, Al Snow. Why are you saying? I'm trying to put OVW out of business. Why the fuck are you talking about me?
It's funny as hell, man. Yeah.
I hate Al Snow so much.
Oh my god.
And I don't even hate WWF Al Snow. I hate ECW Al Snow so much.
Very specific area.
I like the hardcore Al Snow. You know, the hardcore champion Al Snow. That was pretty cool.
Job Squad. Yeah.
Job Squad. Yeah,
Bowling ball Al Snow.
That was pretty good. But
he liked him with the heel entrance where he raised his eyebrow.
But then, dude, it was over for me right when The Rock said "ow," and then that was
I mean, that's
it.
fair.
And
Dude, the
then that
crowd
ruined
says it
for me.
later.
They do, dude. Dreamer says it later too.
So, yeah, Al Snow's here. And the crowd has heads.
Fuck you.
Killed TNA for Tony. That was really So Dreamer hits the Dreamer effect on Rhino. Spud comes in
The
and
Dreamer effect. The fuck?
Now you're just fucking with us.
Spud comes in. I mean, you know, I just call the moves. Spud comes in and he hits Dreamer with a cane in the back, and he does the Dreamer yell. It says, "I'm hardcore."
What's this involvement by Rockstar Spud?
Yeah, Spud said I'm
He does the
Spud
Raven pose, yeah.
was good at TNA.
Spud
Yes, he was.
he's in the same category as like Robbie E for me in that regard, where he was like, they just gave him whatever and he would make it work.
WWE picked up Spud in EC3 and said, "In no way do you write something
Fuck
good
that.
for these guys."
Yeah,
Have
no,
that man
you're not
pee
talking.
his pants.
You're not talking, and you're pissing your pants.
Pee your pants now.
Dude, I did like Rockstar Spud. He had like a EC3 jacket at one point, right? With all the EC3 space on
The
it.
heads,
was awesome.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that was
that was awesome. That was good.
Dreamer throws Al Snow his head on the top rope. Al Snow's perched up there. And for some reason, Tommy Dreamer kisses the head.
He makes out with it and then gives Al Snow head.
And then Al Snow takes the head.
On the
jumps,
top rope.
Al Snow jumps off the top and hits Spud in the balls with the head.
What? No, what's up though?
No, that's not his thing, you know.
Yeah, okay, I guess not.
Spud then sells it by running through the middle rope, which I thought was awesome.
That was tremendous.
Bully then hits Devon in the chest to get the table, and the crowd yells, "Devon!" And then Devon hits Dreamer in the chest, and the crowd goes, "Duh! Dreamer, Tommy, what are we supposed to yell here?"
What are you?
Dreamer then hits Al Snow in the chest, and the crowd yells, "Al!"
Well, here in New York City.
That is unbelievable. That's exactly what happened.
Then in unison, they say, "Get the tables." Super hype moment.
Tables.
The crowd is super into this bitch right now, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So Gene Snitsky and Rick Lawn then started attacking them on the outside of the ring so they couldn't get the tables out.
The next spot is never should have the three guys in this next spot should have never been around each other ever.
Gene Snitsky and Rick Lawn then get acai moonsaulted on by Al Snow.
Dude, if you wrote that down on a paper and like presented it to somebody, you should be shot on sight.
This is Vince Russo.
By the way, yeah, maybe you're right. Fuck Spike TV. Al Snow, by the way, knees Snitsky so hard in the head on the moonsault.
Dude, that was
fucks him up
fucked up.
crazy.
They showed it on the replay, and Snitsky's like all slow-mo. What the fuck?
His eyes are like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he gets fucked up.
So Team 3D then hits the 3D on Rhino, and Bully Ray's team wins the Hardcore War.
Yeah, hooray.
Dixie Carter and King Mo can't believe this.
Dude, they can't believe it. Bully Ray's on the mic. He says, shut it off. They're playing his music. He says, where is she? Oh, look at you.
Where is she?
Where is she?
Where are you?
Says you're surrounded by a bunch of crazy New York City people. And the crowd starts chanting table. And Bully says, look at your boys. They put their head between their legs and they're leaving because they just got their ass beat down. King Mo looks so lost. He's
got the little Affliction style TNA shirt on too.
Yeah, he does. Bully Ray says, tick tock, I'm putting you through a table tonight. I saw that at the top of the show, so I know that was
that's definitely happening.
Dixie comes on the mic and says, no, that is not going to happen. Well, Dixie, I watched the top of the show, and I see that it happens. Hashtag it happens. They told me I know that happens.
Imagine it didn't happen.
That'd be, oh my God, that'd be fucking awesome. Dixie, I can promise you one thing for sure. By the end of the night, King Mo is going to knock you out.
So we go backstage after that. Velvet Sky is here with Angelina Love.
Yes.
Their gimmick is that they are very hot.
Super hot, and everyone else is ugly.
Maybe some would say.
I fucking nailed it, Tony.
So Angelina is sick of playing nice, and she has owed her one-on-one Knockouts title rematch later. And they said here at the end here, as they walk off camera, let's just go have the shittiest town hall we can later.
Let's stunt the momentum of this show very quick, if we could.
So anyways, go watch the Ninja Turtles movie.
Yay! Yeah. Dude, none of that.
Hulk Hogan went and saw it.
I don't think you were watching the Internet Archive version because I don't think that was on the TNA Plus version.
It was on the archive version. Yeah, go watch the Ninja Turtles movie. You guys, if you want to go back, Hulk Hogan saw it and he posted a picture of himself at the movie theater. He's by himself. Yeah, I'll never forget that tweet.
That is unbelievable.
So TNA is coming to the land of the rising sun, they say, on October 12th with Bound for Glory.
What else on the show? Great Muta and Tajiri against fucking Great Sonata and James Storm.
That was the main for Bound for Glory.
That was the main for Bound for Glory,
wow,
yeah.
Man. Well, my favorite part of the show is the Beautiful People Town Hall, which is up next. Everybody loves this part.
We cannot deny, and maybe people don't know, how over this act was. Beautiful People were super over.
For sure.
It was one of the defining TNA acts.
Yeah, they were like marquee characters on the show.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't have marquee matches, but
Angelina
they were marquee
Love
characters on the show.
close.
She was fucking getting close, and then they turned into a zombie or something. I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah. With
Katie Lee Burchill.
Yeah, what was her name? Frost?
Winter.
Oh, yeah, Angelina Love is cutting a promo because they're going to have a match next week, which I guess they taped the same night. Angelina says
I guess so.
that they broke up Gail and Taryn's title match, and who cares? You know, that she did it because she wanted to.
She legit says, so I broke up Gail and Taryn 3. Who cares? I like that she referred to it as that.
She wants a rematch for the title right now. Well,
she's a hot mess.
Yeah, she is hot. Taryn Terrell is not here.
She is everything you say.
Angelina then basically says, you steal everything from me, and now you try to steal my spotlight. She should have said, you steal my promo time. And Taryn Terrell, that's why I wrote down. Taryn says, fuck you, man, for real.
Pretty much. That's not wrong. She said, I haven't stolen anything. You stole from me. I haven't been Knockouts champ, and you took the opportunity away from me. And Angelina says, well, I'm better than you.
What?
The crowd's giving her the what treatment? Yeah. Angelina says, so you can go home and tell your little baby girl that mommy is just going to have to be second best or third best or fourth best. Well, here comes Gail Kim, the Knockouts champion.
This
song's awesome.
Yeah, I like this song a lot too.
Gail Kim, please come work for us. Holy shit, please, just one time.
Yeah, for real. Just one time. One time. I promise you.
We'll book you against whoever you want. Stone Cold. I don't care.
Yeah, we will bring over anybody. Literally. Just tell us. Let us know.
Yeah, anybody you want. Come on,
Mickey
Frank.
James too.
Yeah, both of you. You can wrestle each other. I don't give a fuck.
So Gail Kim, we do a tag. You know, you want to do
we'll
Gail Kim,
time
Mickey
and
James.
shit.
You know,
we'll do this match. Whatever you want.
Gail Kim comes out here, and Gail says she talked to Kurt Angle, who's running the show, GM style. And Gail says that he decided he wants her to pick who she defends her title against. And Gail says she chooses both of them for a 3-way.
I choose you, one of my elite employees.
What?
What? Yeah, so she chooses Angelina and Taryn, and then Gail says, listen, you talked about how you're the best knockout there ever is, and knockout to be seen, and I was wondering, Velvet, how you feel about that? And Velvet goes to talking. Angelina cuts her off, takes the mic, and Gail says, oh, you don't have to listen to me, but you do have to listen to Kurt. And next week, Velvet, you're in that match too. And Velvet's happy. Angelina is not too happy. She then whispers to Velvet, and then both of them attack Gail and Taryn. So next week, 4-way for the title. Velvet, Angelina, Gail Kim, Taryn Terrell.
Well, we go backstage, and James Storm is, I guess,
harassing.
Yeah, harassing is the better word here. Harassing the great Sonata.
Is he still, or is he just Sonata?
No, he's just Sonata here, but he'll always be the great Sonata.
With the hair?
Yeah, hair and fucking paint.
Think of just one man, and that man is not Muda. That man is the great Sonata.
Crazy thick paint for some reason. What they did here is Gail's music was playing at the end of that segment, so they went back here and you can still kind of hear it, which obviously didn't happen at the same time, but I thought it was a nice touch.
Next week on Impact Wrestling.
They do that for every one of these.
Yeah, I think that's a super nice touch.
I
like that.
The editing is very well done. They make it seem like it's like a coherent, like, you know what I mean? And like,
it's in real time, except I saw the finish to the end of the show earlier.
Fucking weird. Yeah. and somehow they have footage of next week already.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. But James Storm says that Sonata is not, this is James Storm killing Mickey James.
Oh my God. Yes. When does that happen? Is that soon?
I don't think it's soon, but
or is it a year? It's this James Storm though.
Yeah, I think it's this James Storm because he stays on this character for a while.
Yeah, well, he comes out to fucking the cover of God's Gonna Cut You Down.
And I remember like thinking, oh, cool, like this is a new little character for this dude. You know what I mean?
I liked it.
Yeah, his facial hair was fucking nuts.
It was nuts. Well, Jeff Jarrett didn't like it. He comes back and he says, "You're a fucking cowboy."
That's
all you are.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I like that. That always worked for me.
So a lot of merch. Yeah, that's fine.
2015 is when James Storm pushes Mickey James into a train.
We got to watch that episode sometime.
Yeah, I'm sure the rest of the episode is awful, but that one part is pretty legendary.
It is and Eddie Kingston hitting a kid with a car.
Oh yeah, that's also good. And then they do a cam where it's the kid's vision. I swear I remember that happening. Where it's
that's
like
real. No, you're right. I think that's right.
Yeah. So James Storm says that Sonata is not doing this for the Great Muta anymore. He's not doing this for the company, and he's not doing it for the fans. And then he smacks the dog shit out of Sonata.
Dude, why'd he slap him so fucking hard for it?
Dude, Sonata legit looked like he was pissed.
He's gonna cry.
Yeah, he was like, wow, that hurt. So James Storm says, you're doing this for me. I'm the one who showed you the light. Now go out there and win that X Division title.
And Sonata goes to walk away, but Storm stops him. And he looks at him and he says, bow. And then Sonata bows to him and walks away.
He said bow. Or else. Or else what?
He says or else after he's already bowed.
Yeah, he bowed and left or else. What you mean? What do you say fuck me for?
Yeah, the hell?
So next Thursday, Team 3D faces the Hardy Boys. Women's 4-way X Division Scramble and a 6-man tag from the opener is happening next Thursday. Watch the show.
Now, very interesting, because the main event of the show is an X Division title match that Low-Key is in. But he is announced next week for being in an X Division Scramble match.
They don't care.
I mean, I guess he could have won the title and it could have been on the line in that match, but I was like,
could have been non-title.
I feel like Low-Key's not going to win this fucking match now.
Yeah, you have to stretch your imagination pretty far. We go backstage. Bully Ray was in a room with green lights or something.
The Monsters Ballroom.
Yeah, Bully Ray was asked about going through hell tonight and having to face King Mo.
Bully says, hell? That isn't hell. That's what we call hardcore heaven 2000.
Can't say that, baby. Can't say that. EV dub.
I don't think you know what it feels like to wrap a Singapore can around another man's head. Well, no, sir. I don't think I fucking know how to do that. I'm just a cameraman, and you fucking pissed me off earlier, so I don't know anything you're talking about. Bully says, I don't think you know what it feels like to bloody a Carter up. No? Still no. Still, you're asking, well, how would I know how to do this? I'm just the cameraman. Bully says, I don't think you know how it feels to be out there with my... This is fucking hilarious. You don't know what it feels like to be out there with my brother Devon, my best friend Tommy, and Al Snow. I also wrestle Chavo. And go to war in the middle of New York City. Hardcore heaven. And as far as King Mo is concerned, this ain't a Bellator ring, it's a TNA ring and all, but I'll fight you in any ring. Okay. I will knock his punk ass out. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The clock is ticking and Dixie is going through a table tonight. Hashtag it happens.
So it's time for the main event. Sonata versus Low-Ki versus Samoa Joe. X Division title is on the line here.
Vacate title, yes.
Yeah, vacated title for Option C.
Option C.
Storm brings out Sonata as the man that retired Great Muta.
Yeah, I guess that it. I mean, well, that's Nakamura, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
It was a lot of fucking people. You're right.
So Sonata hits an international here at the start, and it's pretty crazy. Because I feel like Low-Ki and Joe are pretty bumped. Even in 2014, they're pretty bumped
for sure.
And Sonata's not so bumped yet. So his speed and agility is so nuts.
He's still tapped in, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a big part of the X Division early on, with Joe. And it's so weird to see it, 10 years later,
him slow down
than when it started. Yeah, and it's its styles changed so much.
Sure.
And but it's Sonata was what the X Division was when it first started,
Sure.
And TNA just didn't want to go back to that.
No, it worked tremendously, and then they didn't want to do it again. That's the story of TNA.
The X Division was always about the next up and coming guys, you know what I mean? And that new.
They were so easy to push because that division got over very easy, yeah.
And they never wanted to go back to that. I never understood it. But I guess it doesn't matter now.
Nope.
Low-Ki gets thrown to the floor over the top, eats shit into the guardrail. Just plops on this ground, man. This guardrail is way too close.
Yeah.
Sonata hits a Rana on Joe, and Low-Ki and Sonata fight to the outside. Joe then hits a tope onto both of them.
Which is tope forearm to both somehow?
Yeah, and he fucking gets just a little bit of air. It's so crazy to see.
Yeah.
It's nice. They get back in the ring. Sonata gets put into the STF.
Oh, shit. He bites Joe to get out of it.
Yeah, he's a little freak, man. That James Storm is coming out on him.
Slap me.
Low-Ki comes in and hits the handspring Enzy.
I love that fucking move.
It always looks crisp. Yeah, he's so good at it.
He has such a weird snap to it. I don't know how to describe it, but is that in the games?
I feel like it used to be. I swear I've seen the move in the game before.
Yeah, it feels like it is. Yeah,
I don't know anymore, but I definitely
there's too
feel
many
like
fucking
moves.
It's a horrible complaint, but there's too many fucking moves,
and a lot of them look like shit. Why does the clothesline from hell look like shit? How does the clothesline from hell?
I don't know.
Good, damn you!
Yeah,
Fix
that
this.
sucks.
Low-Ki palm strikes Joe back to the corner.
Dude, E Honda style.
Yeah. Commentator's like, whoa, look at that, brother.
That was awesome.
Palm strikes him back to the corner. Joe hits the ST Joe as Low-Ki rushes at him in the corner. Ki reverses a dragon suplex from Sonata into a double stomp.
Oh, dude. God damn it, Low-Ki. Why? Why are you how you are? You're so good. I love watching Low-Ki.
You can say that about so many of the TNA guys around this era. It sucks, dude. Joe hits a power slam into a arm bar.
Cross arm breaker, yeah.
But Sonata then hits a standing moonsault to break it up.
That's video game style.
Sonata then rolls Joe into a pin, but Joe turns it into the coquina clutch.
Dude, he popped his hips. I love that.
Me too. And he taps out Sonata, and Samoa Joe is your new X Division champion.
I was telling the boys earlier, an over move, I feel like always gets the right reaction, but there's something different about an over submission. Like when Joe they know this Kikina clutch is coming. Like, you can feel them like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. And he gets in there like, oh, shit. I finally going to get a Kikina clutch. That's his fucking submission. And then he wins with it. And they're like, and over submission is so important. Yeah, exactly. It was fucking incredible.
There was also ringside, I think Salamonster was here and he was cheering for Joe ringside.
Is that right?
I think I saw him there.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
It could not have been him, but I swear I saw a little blonde
Hey, well,
hair.
shouts out Salamonster regardless.
King Mo is in the back shadowboxing in front of Dixie Carter.
Dude, Dixie's hyping him up too. You got this, okay? You hear me? Take him out, no matter what happens. And King Mo says, he's done.
So they play a video package for Bully and Dixie.
There was one part of this that I was dying laughing. I don't remember why they did this like this, but Dixie shoves Bully Ray off the top rope to the floor through a table, but she was in disguise. And like, I thought she just had like a hoodie on, because that's enough of a disguise. But her disguise was hoodie, gigantic beard, and glasses.
Dude, I clearly remember that. Oh,
why the fuck did they do that?
It was awesome.
Well, you never know.
The beard.
I guess I didn't know.
It was like that backstage. Remember, she posted that picture on like, oh, here it is. I found it. She posted on Instagram.
I do remember this.
This is it. Let me see.
Let me see. Dixie Carter with beard.
Yeah, she posted.
Holy shit! I do remember this.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Wow, that is fucking crazy. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
So now it's time for the Dixieland Town Hall.
Well, she's not going for the table, or maybe she is.
100%. She's not going through this table, even though we already saw her go through the table. So she's probably going through this table.
Maybe you didn't, brother.
Well, they come out to Dixie's theme song.
The man is me.
These boots were made for walking.
Oh, no, that's the other goat.
On their promise. You know, Taz, we have heard Bellator MMA stars.
We're cooking, brother. Come on now.
So, yeah, they all come out to the Dixie theme song. King Mo, Rick Lon, Gene
Boys. Rick
Lon.
Lon.
Star Spud. So Dixie gets in the ring and then immediately fires Gene Snitsky and Rick Lon.
That was the best decision she could ever make. Yeah.
You are so fired! Get out of my ring!
Oh, come on now. Come on, Rick Lon. Yeah, Dixie's flipping out. Dixie says, you are so fired. You are so fired. Get out of my ring, stupid has-been. I said, oh my fucking
Dude,
God.
she's going crazy.
Crazy. Was that really
Stupid
the end of
has-been.
them? I wonder if that was the last
It is.
appearance.
They're done after that. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Wow. Has been. Fuck you. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Dude, yeah, she says, and you people.
Fucking bitch.
Hawks
are
a big
worthless.
loogie right in Ryclon's face. Get the fuck out of here.
She says, you people shut up. You people are fired too. Get out of my ring. What? The fans? Get out of the ring? She says, pick up your purse, lady, and get out of here. Get out of my building. Pick your shit up and get out of here. And then Team 3D's music hits. And Team 3D come out.
Watch out.
Watch out for the father. Team 3D come out carrying a table. Dreamer is with them, and they get in the ring, and Bully Ray's on the mic, and he says, for a very long time, I have promised these people one thing, that you, the most hated woman in the history of pro wrestling, is going through that table.
Yeah.
Now, please remember what James said earlier, that people really fucking hated Dixie on and
Boys
off
hate her.
screen. Yeah.
Fans hate her, yeah.
So this like was like
Spike hates her.
probably Dixie trying to like, you know, babyface and say, all right, I'll take, you know what I mean? Like, do whatever you want to me. I'll
had
take
to,
for the
yeah.
boys. Yeah, right. Spike hated her. Dreamer takes the mic and says, Dixie, I tried telling you with an extreme pipe bomb. Oh my
Yeah, that's
fucking
right.
God, dude. That's where it came from.
The extreme pipe bomb.
And if there's another one that's going to happen, it's going to happen right here. The reason you're going to go through that table is because what you represent is all what's wrong with this business.
Shut the fuck up. Boom.
Dude, King Mo world stars his ass, fucking punches him right in the fucking head, knocks his ass out. Then Bully Ray just out of pocket tackles him as hard as he possibly can to take King Mo down. Devon bumps EC3 out of there. Devon bumps Spud too, which leaves Dixie alone in the ring.
What a dumbass. Just get out.
Yeah, I don't know why she wasn't getting out. What was she doing? Team 3D set up the table, and they signal for 3D. And Dixie turns around, but grabs the rope and bails out.
was giving her
fuck.
a last rites.
Fuck.
Tifa, I'm going to kill you for real.
Well, Dixie bails out, and they don't put her through the table, and the show ends. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, I guess we'll tune in next week.
Hashtag it happens again. Spud is screaming at them saying it's never gonna happen as him and Dixie start backing up the ramp, and then all of a sudden the entire locker room empties out.
That is fucking nuts.
Onto the ramp, dude. It's fucking everybody. I said, holy fucking shit. Spud faints on the ramp from how many people are charging down to the ring. Dreamer grabs Dixie and rolls her into the ring. The roster then starts pounding on the canvas to hype up that their boss is about to be put through a table by Bully Ray.
All of them, yeah.
Legit, all of them are. Devon loads Dixie up onto Bully's shoulders in the corner, who is sitting on the top rope. Bully jumps off the top rope and hits a sit-out powerbomb through the table. The crowd goes absolutely bananas. TNA chants. The roster's marking out. Everyone's happy. Bubba goes into the trance.
Yeah, he gives him the old look. Dude, this is probably one of the craziest like pops in TNA history.
It's huge, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, fuck yeah, it's gonna happen. Because I guess everyone just been fucking like
fuck
honey
you,
dick
Dixie,
for weeks.
yeah,
dude. Yeah, they were so fired up. Bully's music is playing, everyone's celebrating. TNA says, "You ready for the replays? I want to see that again and again." So they show the replays. I don't remember this part. Bubba fucking power bombs her over the table and she lands fucking back of her head first onto the canvas.
You don't see it until the overhead shot, but her head bounces off the mat so
hard.
crazy.
Yeah, dude. I was like, oh my God.
Anyways, come back to the crowd. Yeah! Fucking Bill and Doug are high-fiving like TNA West. Yeah! Fucking let's go!
Dude, it was awesome. But yeah, she took a gnarly bump. He was definitely trying to like protect her from the table, but probably fucked her up even more because of it. Or he was trying to fuck her up for the boys. I don't know.
I heard it was a pretty nice powerbomb and she was fine.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay, well, great. That's good.
That's probably wrong, though. It's probably the craziest bump she ever took.
I mean, that's probably true. I imagine that's right. Bully's going around slapping hands with the roster like he just won the world title. Like, this is crazy presentation here. But, yeah, man. Dixie Carter, finally, she goes to the table. The reign of terror is over.
Oh, wow. You know what? Matter of fact, I just looked it up. So Bully Ray said that he explained to Guberick the idea, and he said, this is how we'll do it. He said for 6 months, the story played out. He said, I'm proud because by the final episode, we did a 1.4 rating.
Yeah.
And he said it was a really strong number. So that's really the Dixie story. After the bump, Dixie said she broke her back.
Whoa.
When she went to the doctor, he said, I guess they found like 2 little hairline fractures that she probably could have got like slipping in the bathtub. He said,
you take the fucking blame. What the fuck?
He said that she did a great job. He said that she took it perfectly. It's probably one of the cleanest of all the table bumps that I've ever given to a woman. He said it might be the cleanest one ever. He said Dixie really did it. She did a great job. And as you saw, the arena went crazy. The boys went crazy. And I told her, you're going to be, in the fans' eyes, you will be a martyr for TNA. They're going to appreciate you for what you did. And you're going to be so over on social media. Her eyes lit up and the case was closed.
Well,
that wasn't the case.
Yes, sadly, no. Sadly, no.
Yeah, you slid in the bathtub or something?
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about your bathtub or whatever. That's fucking crazy. She probably got hairline fractures from her bathtub. Okay.
Dude, that's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, this was a good show. I enjoyed this fucking show.
It was good. Show. It was a good show.
Yeah, I thought that they did. They put on a good show for a moment that they knew would pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.